Hi, everyone. Um, so it's been 4 days since I made the last video, and a few things of interest have happened in the last few days. But first, I wanted to just clarify some things that might be helpful for some people um, that I kind of went over too quickly in the last video. One is I had mentioned I had gotten my booster shot. Um, the the way I went about finding a doctor for it, I actually went online to a site where they list doctors. Um, it's similar in the U.S. to like ZocDoc. I can't remember the exact name, and I went to look for it again and couldn't find it. So, but there were a bunch. I noticed there were a bunch of sites where you can look for doctors, and the criteria I wanted when I looked through it was first that they spoke English. That's not somewhere I want to, worry about communication. And even there was some communication problems here with this doctor, but well, with her staff, not the doctor herself. And I go by reviews, and so I was going through. I didn't worry right now about the area because I don't know where I'm going to end up anyway. So I found a doctor in Neukölln, but kind of in a far end of it. It was pretty far to get to, and but she turned out to be great, really nice, and I was very happy with how that all went. They gave me the Pfizer booster. Anyway, and I had the J&J shot originally, but apparently mixing them is fine. So, yeah, that's how I found the doctor on this online site that I cannot remember. If I can find it, I'll let you know in another video. But right now, I can't remember. Then also on the way back from the my friends, the architect from the I can't think of the word. Not exposition. What was the word? I used it before. I can't think of the word. Getting old is not fun. Anyway, the gallery, the showing of these architectural things, drawings, exhibit. There it is, exhibit. Such a big word. On the way home from it, I decided to walk home. It was in Charlottenburg, and I walked home. And I went by the Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church, and they had a Christkindlmarkt there, one of the Christmas markets, the first one that I saw. And I had to stop and spend a little time there. And it was very festive, very nice. I've found a couple others since then that, sorry, I'm looking up something as yes, okay, I said it correctly. Sorry, just wanted to be sure I'm giving you the right information. I've seen a few other ones that are much, they're very small. This one was a nice size and it was very festive and lots of food, lots of shops. So, and it was at night and everything was lit up. It was very pretty. So that was really nice. And I forgot to mention that. And then finally, what was the other thing? The little tour that my friend took me on in Schöneberg. All I said was he showed me things I hadn't seen before. But to be specific, we went to the building, the sort of Schönberg Bürgeramt, where Kennedy had made the famous speech, which included Ich bin ein Berliner, which I'm sure you've all heard about. And in this case, he was saying, I am a jelly donut. but that wasn't his intention. But anyway, so he gave that speech on the steps of that building that I saw, which was very, very cool. There was an interesting exhibit inside, going into the lives of all of the Jews that had lived in Schöneberg. And then also he pointed out to me these very interesting signs that told of where there were Jewish businesses that, either Jewish businesses that had to be closed or non-Jewish businesses with laws about not allowing Jews in, from the World War II era. And so, they were showing where these places were and a little bit of the history. And that was very interesting. It's really, there's so much to learn here, Anyway, so those were some things I just wanted to elaborate upon. So since that day of the last video, on the 11th, I had a really nice, really fun day. Sorry, somebody keeps calling and I keep declining because I'm doing something right now. Hello? So I went to that same friend's who took me around Schöneberg to his home for brunch and was there for 6 hours. He had some friends there who were in the opera world, and we had lots to talk about, and we talked about so many things. And I think, this doesn't really happen in the U.S. where you just spend hours with people like this. At least not in New York, we're always rushing to the next thing, trying to squeeze people in. It takes so long to get anywhere. You want to make sure you get home, So it was really nice to have a relaxing, interesting conversation with yummy food. He baked a bread that was really amazing. And from there, I went and met another friend of mine here at a friend's of his. He's leaving for a while. So he was meeting with friends and wanted to introduce me to his friends. And they're all Italian. And so I went to their home in another part of the city in Prenzlauer Berg. And we had a wonderful dinner of homemade Italian food that was just heaven. And just a lot of fun. They're all musicians. We played music, we sang, we showed videos, all this stuff. And, it wasn't until 11 at night. And I just thought this was a heavenly day for me because I'm an extrovert and I like being with people. So this was a day just full of being with people and really wonderful people. So it was a really great day. So that was Saturday. On Sunday, I taught a lesson and then had to watch, I didn't have to watch, but I wanted to watch a performance of a little children's musical that I wrote with Brooklyn Children's Theater. They were doing their live performance in Brooklyn, and which I couldn't be at, unfortunately, in person, so I was able to watch online, and they did a great job. It was very cute. So that was nice. And that night, and this is going to be the main rest of this, is I decided I was going to make stollen. I've made it before. I usually every year have made fruitcakes, very old-fashioned British-style fruitcakes that are aged in honey-infused rye whiskey and for a month, and they use all good and organic fruits, dried fruits and nuts, the pecans from Georgia. I mean, I really make them as good as you can make them, really, because I know fruitcakes get a bad rap. Well, I can't really do that here right now. I just don't have all the ingredients. I don't have my pans. I don't have my recipe. But I was able to find the recipe that I had used before for stollen. So I just wanted to kind of go through a little bit of what I did, step by step, and then some of the issues I had, because again, it didn't come out quite the way it's supposed to, and I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. But so that first night, Sunday night, I candied my own orange and lemon peel. It's very easy to do. You basically cook the peel. First, you boil them in water for after you've sliced them into strips a couple times to get rid of the bitterness, and then you cook them for like an hour in a sugar syrup, and take them out, roll them in sugar, and let them dry, and that's it. It's very easy, and they come out so much better than the ones you can buy in the stores that have all kinds of crap, junk. Sorry. So I made that on Sunday night, and then Monday, yesterday, I just spent the whole day making stollen. Basically, you marinate first the fruit peel, the candied peels, raisins, and chopped almonds in rum, and then you make the bread batter. Yeast first, of course, you have to proof in milk and sugar in this case, and then you make a dough, not a batter, a dough, with butter, flour, sugar, eggs, and there's cinnamon, vanilla, mace, cardamom, salt. I think that's mostly it. Now, I don't know what happened, but I followed the directions, and it was 4 cups of flour, and it was like a mess. It was not coming together at all. So I had to add a lot more flour in order to get the dough to pull away from the sides. But it was still a rather soft dough. Anyway, the first rise, you let that rise, and that went fine. And then you punch it down, you shape it into 2 loaves, and then I made some homemade marzipan with almond flour, powdered sugar, egg whites, vanilla, and almond extract, just all mixed together. Very easy. I'm posting the recipe for all of these, so you can look at it yourself. And roll that into a strip, and you put that down the middle of each of the doughs, the 2 ovals, and there's a certain way that you fold it, partly over on one one side and then partly over on the other, and then you're supposed to make this sort of hump with the side of your hand, kind of down the middle, and that gives it that shape that kind of goes up and then down in the middle. Well, I did that, but it didn't hold. It was gone in the next rise. I tried, you let that rise after you've pinched the dough all together, and let it rise again. And it kind of spread more than rose. And I think the dough was just a little too not stiff enough. And so that shape did not hold. But I went ahead and baked it anyway. And the baking, again, is a problem. I don't know what's going on, but I've changed, I've calculated what the Celsius temperature is according to the Fahrenheit. I know that, if it's 350, it's like 179 or 175-ish Celsius. So I did put the oven at that temperature, and the top kind of almost burned, and the rest of it felt a little underbaked, but I didn't want to bake it anymore. So I guess I could have put foil over the top and baked it a little longer, but I don't know. Anyway, I took them out. They were soft, but I think they're okay. And then you poke holes in it and you brush them with melted butter. Doesn't this sound terrible? They're really good. I mean, stollen is delicious, and it's a traditional Christmas bread. So anyway, brush them with butter, and then you sort of just pack powdered sugar over on top, and you let them cool, and then I'm wrapping them for a couple of weeks to let them age a bit. So they don't look exactly how I wanted them to look, but they hopefully will taste all right. If anybody has any pointers, yeah, I just don't know what, I don't know if the recipe was mistaken, if I did something wrong. I don't think I did, but who knows? Anyway, so that was stollen, which I'm going to share with several people, hopefully around Christmas time. And then today I met my opera singer friend at the Dolly Museum, and that was a really cool exhibit. See, now I can't stop using the word exhibit. Very interesting. What an interesting artist he was, and some very out there stuff, some really fun stuff, some beautiful stuff, all kinds of different reactions, I mean, some of it's pretty horrifying and violent, but it's all still always interesting. So I would recommend going to that if you are in Berlin. Yeah, then I picked up a rotisserie chicken from the corner and came home. That was the last few days. Yeah, it was just some fun things the last few days. So that was good. All right. Thank you. And thanks for your comments. I'm going to try out the shoe store that was recommended to me. And I hope you all have a great day. And we'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.